Hi everyone, Telios here. This is going to be a Phase 2 South regular combat for the Geo territory battles. I'm going to be using a mix of Sith and Sith Empire. Um, I'll have links in this video description to my other videos, which will go through the specific mods that I'm using on this particular team, which is going to be Traya, Darth Nihilus, Darth Sion, Darth Malik, and Sith Marauder. So like I said, the links will be to other videos that will go through their specific mods. But otherwise, here we go. So this should be relatively straightforward. In my previous attempts of this, uh, Darth Malik is like unkillable. He basically becomes totally unkillable with a Traya lead just because of how tanky he is. So between Darth Malik and Darth Sion, and then Darth Nihilus, who can kill like basically everything, anything that attacks out of turn is gonna absolutely wreck itself, just like we're seeing with the vanguards here. Um, and then between that and basically the rest of the Sith, you're going to be doing just fine. This team should be able to basically pull all the way through, even into Phase 4, and should be able to clear all 4 waves in Phase 4. So you can tell this team is doing a-okay. One of the hints that I have is to make sure that anytime Darth Malik has his drain life up, make sure that you're using that as it adds stacking offense. So while it doesn't seem like that would be such a big deal, if things go sour in the last wave, which is certainly a possibility, him being able to have almost 100% offense from stacking that buff is a big deal, because it basically makes him like a super tanky character for one, and then basically a DPS on top of that. So anytime that we can use Drain Life, we want to use it, even if he doesn't need the help. So I'm going to start right away on Clone Sarge, and this is really good. We landed Pain on him. So I used Drain Force because I don't want... I wanted to increase the cooldowns for everybody. I will Annihilate on this round as soon as... basically as soon as I can. You notice that I isolated the medic. The only reason that I really did that is because I don't want the medic to be able to revive. When you isolate him, he won't be able to revive. So I can basically ignore the Guardian, ignore the Consular, attack the Clone Sharpshooter, and then eventually attack the medic. I'm actually going to annihilate the Guardian because I want the super crazy health that Guardian has. He's going to be the healthiest character of all of these particular characters. I didn't really need to do that, but it doesn't hurt anything. So I'm actually going to keep the clone sharpshooter alive, and I'm going to start picking on everything else because I want Nihilus to get a drain, one drain off in this wave to kind of help set up for an annihilate, probably for Phase 4 or Wave 4 of this particular fight. So you can see that I'm not really in any danger here at all. The Sith team just does really, really well, especially against characters that counter, like Vanguard, for instance. When I get this team, when I get something like this, I always try to take out Barris first because if I apply any debuffs, which I'm going to be doing with this team between like Pain and everything else, you don't want her doing any kind of health regeneration for anybody. I'm actually going to isolate Vanguard so that he can't tank. But my primary target on this one is going to be Barris. So the main idea here is I'm actually going to set up my entire team for the next wave. So I'm probably not going to use any major cooldowns. Like I'm probably not going to use Annihilate at all. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use Annihilate at all, although I will use Drain if I get the opportunity. That heal was really bad from Barris. I was hoping to kind of take care of her before that happened. I mean, it doesn't matter. Again, with the way that this team is, there's no way that these Jedi are actually going to kill anything. So this is kind of a battle of wet noodles here. It's like who's going to hit the other more, and eventually we will end up prevailing. Because Barris got a heal off, I am going to annihilate probably the Vanguard so that I can isolate something else. And I'm actually going to leave Barris up for a second and try to get off. Well, yeah, this is kind of exactly what I said I wasn't going to do, but it's not working out the way that I wanted. So DN's not going to be ready, or at least it doesn't look like it's probably not going to be ready with Annihilate for Wave 4, unless I really stall this out. Which I might, because I think it's worth getting his Annihilate set up. The only reason this happened is because I was being a little impatient with wanting to get through Wave 3, but I got another Drain Force off, so this is just a matter of kind of picking off stuff and using basics to try to lower cooldowns and whatnot. Again, anything that retaliates is going to take huge percent damage from Traya lead, so she's very, very good in this particular Geo territory battle with just kind of helping manage all the things that the clones can do to you. So this is a really scary team. So obviously with General Kenobi, he's got his whole leadership here that you have to deal with. You have Padme and Anakin, which is just really bad, plus ARC Trooper and Medic. This is probably like the penultimate, like what you don't want to see. Yeah, this is probably the worst. The only thing that could be worse here is if this Jedi Consular was something else. That's really the only way that this could be any worse. You notice that Anakin just went there and did a ton of damage. And ARC Trooper, wow, ARC Trooper put Entrenched on Anakin. So that's really, really bad. But Traya Lead is going to do a whole lot of work here because anytime that these guys counter, they're going to take a huge chunk of percent damage. So I don't know if you guys are watching Darth Malik, but he's literally not taking any damage, which is the beauty of all of this is Darth Malik is just, I think he's almost unkillable. I don't want to say he's unkillable like completely, but I think almost unkillable is the best way to put it. Because he basically just doesn't take any damage. Wow, I didn't know that Medic could revive Galactic Republic characters. So I made a huge mistake there. Yeah, learning opportunity for me. I thought that the Medic could only revive clones. And I don't think General Kenobi counts as a clone. He's a Galactic Republic character, so I did not know that. Otherwise, I would have prioritized the Trooper Medic before he could get that off. Because obviously, we don't want GK up. Killing him early in the fight was very beneficial for us. But I do have him isolated. So the kind of gist of everything now is ignore General Kenobi because he's not going to be able to do anything, including taunt. Take out the medic, take out the ARC Trooper, and then if all else fails between the Darth Nihilus and Malik, you're basically just going to eventually annihilate or drain everything to death. So I'm going to make sure General Kenobi can't come back, and we can just auto the rest of this battle. So my trio doesn't have tier 6 mods or anything too crazy. They're good mod sets, but not anything like arena worthy. But my Darth Malik and my Sith Marauder have really good tier 6 sets. So that's 4-4 on a phase 2 regular combat mission with Sith/Sith Empire.